Good evening, everyone. Thursday again, that means an interview in the series of women and empowerment. And I'm so excited to be here. For the ones who are tuning in for the very, very first time, my name is Selina. I'm from Subtle Balance. I'm a life coach, and my mission is to help people become the best version of themselves by gaining self love, overcoming codependency, and breaking free from toxic relationships. I started this interview or this series because I think it's important to create more awareness about this topic, women and empowerment, and because I want to bring women from all over the world together, sharing their point of view on this amazing topic. I see some people tuning in. A very good evening. Thank you for being here. Truly appreciate it that you're making time to come and join us. Maybe you can send me a smiley or a thumbs up, then I know that the audio and the visuals are up and running. So today we're going all the way over to Burkina Faso. I'm gonna go live with Seraphine. I'm very excited to go live with this incredible woman. Women and empowerment is a dear subject to her. Let's see if I can find. Hi, Ivo. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. Fingers crossed for the connection. It's always an exciting moment. So I hope she will be here in a few minutes. Can somebody send me a thumbs up or a smiley face so I know that the audio and the visuals are okay? That would be awesome. See that it's trying to connect. Also, if you have questions during the live, do not hesitate to ask them. The topic is women and empowerment. So if you have questions, don't hesitate and just shoot. We are going to talk about it during the live. I see something is going wrong with the connection. So let's try again. Fingers crossed. Hope that everything is working. Hi, hello. It is working. Hi, hello. How are you?
Hello, I am fine.
Oh, thank you very much for making time to join me in the live. I gave a very short introduction to the viewers and told them who you are, but I would say take it away. Introduce yourself. Who are you? Yeah, tell us more.
Okay, thank you very much, Selina. I am Kando from Burkina Faso. I'm a human rights lawyer, international lawyer, and I'm also a human rights advocate. Particularly, I'm advocating for the rights of women, and I'm working for women empowerment and women socioeconomic development in my country. I'm actually chairing a local organization called Femmes Actives pour le Développement Durable. And yes, the organization is working mainly for women socioeconomic empowerment and the promotion of women participation on civic space and also in a political arena, and also women participation in governance and the promotion of sexual and reproductive health and rights in Burkina Faso.
Oh wow, that's a lot, a big package that you cover. So women and empowerment is like very close to you. Can you tell us a little bit more, because women and empowerment, we both are women, so that's something we connected, like, because we're both women. But why did you particularly have chosen that? Why do you want to empower women and not like humans or men or everybody in general? Why specific women?
Yeah. In general, I really like to see people well-being, and also I have been impacted in my life by the injustice a lot of women are facing, and the difficulties they are facing to thrive in their social life, in the economic situation. Yes, and coming from a poor background also. I have seen my mom and also other women facing a lot of difficulties to be able to feed even the kids, to be able to make sure that the kids are going to school, or also to keep healthy. And a lot of situations have really impacted my childhood and now, and that's why, that's what motivated me very long time ago to fight for the rights of women, 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 to fight for the rights of for the well-being of the people, because I got the opportunity when I was at a secondary school
Mm-hmm.
uh, to attend a competition
Mm-hmm.
where we were supposed to sensitize the people through some poetry, message. And from that, I also learned that I can change the situation,
Mm-hmm.
because in my childhood, I was really affected by one of my auntie that I saw dying from HIV, and
Oh.
I was really impacted by that one. And when I got the opportunity to share with my fellow young people about how to present themselves against HIV and other sexually transmitted diseases,
Mm-hmm.
it was really I was really happy for doing that. Yes, it's all starting from there,
Mm-hmm.
and it was making me really to feel good to know that someone can avoid one
Mm-hmm.
situation by having information, and me in my at my place I can also do something, is what I learned from that experience. And starting from that, I just decided to all my life to be working for women's situation improvement, not only women but also girls and also boys. Yes, by with my skills, with my knowledge, with my times. So I used to volunteer for organization to support them in the work related, like for HIV, related for human rights promotion and protection, and I really appreciate
Oh.
doing that. Yeah,
Oh.
actually, I'm focusing on women socio-economic empowerment
Okay.
because I really believe that we need to give if we want women to be empowered,
Mm-hmm.
they really have to have a power. If they don't have the economic power, if they don't have education, I think that we are very far from empowerment. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm focusing now in
Mm-hmm.
activities and projects in my organization to support women empowerment, particularly the socio-economic empowerment through skill building and also through vocational trainings and practical activities.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. And
Mhm.
there are different projects that you are working on the same time. Are there more examples that you can give us? Like this is because I'm here in Europe, you're in Burkina Faso. If we
Yeah.
speak about women and empowerment, I think there's a huge difference between my situation and yours. Are there things
Yeah.
you can give us specific examples in, like this is a situation here, and this is of those are some projects that we are working on because it is like really needed right now to put the focus and awareness on it.
Thank you very much, Selina, for giving me the opportunity to share what we are doing here to support women. Yes, when we started the activities of the organization, it was in 2017, and in 2018, we decided to have a training for women, because we are focusing on women that are not really taken into consideration in some project or in some development activities, particularly women who did not get opportunity in their childhood to go to a formal education, to go to
Okay.
formal school. Yeah, so they don't have a formal education, and they usually speak only the local language. They don't speak French, and most of the time it's difficult for some people to break like some opportunity down for them. So
Mm-hmm.
what we did is to organize like a capacity building for them, because we first discussed with them to know what what they really think can improve their situation, and then most of them requested us like to build the capacity in how to manage a micro enterprise,
Mm-hmm.
because some of them have small activities, but they are striving to make it grow.
Yeah.
So
And then
yeah.
I hear you say, because then the situation, where do you start? Because also when you're saying like women are not speaking the same, are not speaking in a language, only a local language, where do you start and how do you start empowering those women? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When we start is first to be in contact with them, to go and discuss with them,
Mm-hmm.
not to impose to them what we think is good for their development, but to discuss with them and for them to give us feedback on what they think can improve the situation. And then from there, we organize like training, capacity building activities that are normally supposed to be like in French. But we try to break it down to get trainers. We can train them in local language for them to be able to understand it. Yeah. In that activity, we included like a micro enterprise management. We included public speaking because most of them also are ashamed to speak in public. Yeah, and also leadership development. Because for them to be able to really succeed in what they are doing, they need to be able to show their leadership. And we try also to bring these trainings in local language to them, and also like marketing, how they can be able to sell their product and to brand themselves and their product very well. Yeah.
Okay. So you're training them really to be independent and to function on their own, and to live life, let's say. Is that how I understand it right?
Okay. Yes. In addition to that, one other experience I would like to share is one activity we had by training women in soap production. Like we train some of them to be able to know how to produce soap, liquid soap and hard soap, and also how to produce mosquito repelling cream. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one was one activity that I was very proud of, because it really helped them to be able to produce soap and also to produce gel and mosquito repelling creams that they are selling. And some of them are planning to even establish their own business. And I think that's what empowerment means for me. To produce impact really in the ground and in people's lives.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. And I can imagine that it's also really rewarding when you see women coming to you or joining a project, and you see them thrive, you see them grow, you see the independence grow, and afterwards they can start their own company and living their life. I think it's very rewarding for you as well to see that they are growing. I think you cannot compare it with everything else that you're doing. That's wonderful. And if we speak about the projects, because I assume a lot of women also have children, how do you combine it then with children? Do the women bring them into the project? How do you manage that?
Yeah, a lot of women have children, and we cannot separate them from the children. We just have to find a way to work with that. Actually, we are having also one activity where a lot of women want to work like domestic work or housekeepers or cleaners, but they don't have a technical capacity to do that. And most of them came to us many times, please organize the training for us to be able to know the work professionally. Yeah, and actually that activity is going on. We just started the training for around 70 women actually. A lot of women have children. They are coming with their children to attend the training, and we are just trying to manage with that, and also to try to see how they can be able to have a space to keep the kids while they are attending the training, or while they will be going to work, because it will be difficult also for them to go to work with the kids. And some of them also don't have money to go to put the kids in a boarding school.
Yeah, true, exactly.
So that is something we are dealing with actually.
Yeah, I see some new people tuning in. Very good evening. Thank you for joining our live. I'm live with Seraphine. She's from Burkina Faso. She was talking about some projects that she is wherein she's empowering other women. So if you have any questions, do leave them in a comment, and we will talk about it during the live do not hesitate. Just put them in a comment. But that is really inspiring. So those projects that you started, is it something that you came up with, or is it something general? Where did you start? Because I assume you don't wake up overnight just thinking, this is a project, this is what I'm going to do. It's something that has to grow. And like you said, I had my experience. I grew up as a child in Burkina. I saw my mother, I saw my aunt. You saw so many women around you.
Yeah.
How did those projects, where did you start?
Yeah, normally, as I said before, I usually discuss with them, because the principle of our organization is not to decide for them, because a lot of development projects usually design the project, plan everything, and just come to the people and try implementing them. And most of the time, it will not fit the need of the people. Yeah, that's why as we usually consult with them and try to see now how we can implement those activities. And so we are trying to discuss. While we are discussing, we usually organize a consultation with a group of women, and to seek what are the needs, what do they think can be good for them. And then from there also, if we see like a call for application for project, we can also apply from there, and start to be experimenting those activities.
Oh, wow. And when you spoke about the project with the domestic workers, then you also provide work for them when they go through the project and through the training. There's also a possibility that they really find a job going through the project.
Yes, we are planning actually to train them and to let them to look for the job, but they told that they prefer that the organization try to support them in the process of looking for a job. So we engage ourselves to do that. We engage ourselves to contact some other enterprise that are working in that area, and also some people who want people to come and support them in the house. Yeah, that's how we are planning to support them for job creation for them.
Yeah, and I also heard you say in the beginning when I asked, like, are there some specific examples? Education is also very, very important. A huge need for education. How do you deal with that? Because you have women, but you also have the children. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, education is really the key. Yes, so I'm feeling that I'm really favored to got the opportunity to study and to go to university. A lot of people in my country the opportunity, and from a study of UNESCO, almost 16% of women are not educated, like in rural area.
And you mean 16 or 60? 16.
Yes, like only 16% of them are educated. That means like 60, yeah, around let's say 84% of them not attend a formal education.
Wow, that's
so
a lot. Yeah.
This one is making it very difficult for them to have a voice, to be heard.
Yeah, true.
In the community, like when we are talking about empowerment, education is really key. Yeah. Because we need to make sure that people really have education. It's true that in our community we also have education in a certain manner. Like a lot of women did not go to school, but they know how to make like shea butter or how to other butter. And when you see all this processes, a lot of technical knowledge that they have, they did not get it from a formal education, but it's something that we also have to appreciate and consider. Yeah. So we are also focusing on education because of that, because if we really want women to be empowered, we need to give them education that really responds to the need, not education like if they need a technical capacity building in certain area, to bring them that education in the language they speak.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
if you bring
Also,
training in
yeah.
French to people who don't speak French, they speak like Jula or More, it will not make sense. It will not
No.
produce any effect. Yeah.
No, exactly. Yeah, I see a comment coming in from Mary Jo. Thank you for joining. She said, yes, wow. I think she's impressed as I am with all the work that you are delivering. But I also think
Mm-hmm.
the education part, it is education for the women, but also creating awareness that is very important, that they pass it through to their own children. So is that also something that you try to do with organization that you are in and in the projects to stimulate that that the children are also getting educated, or is that something completely different?
Yeah, yeah, we are making sure that all the women we are working with, we really sensitize them that it's important for them to make sure that the girls, the kids, really continue education, because it's very important for
Mm,
them to have a set basis. And also, we usually introduce like training on children rights for them.
mm,
When we organize the session, we organize also, we include training on children rights, and
mm,
we have one of our member. We usually go to train them on children rights, to teach them that children also have the rights, and this is how they should do it, and they should make they should make sure that the kids are educated, so they can have better opportunity tomorrow. And
yeah.
in addition to that, yeah, actually, we are having a campaign called, yeah, it's actually an international campaign that we also join, because we really think it can produce impact in our country, called Youth for Human Rights. Yeah, in
Mhm.
that project, we are trying to sensitize youth to be ambassadors for human rights, and also
Oh,
to speak about that with their parents, and also to know all the fundamental rights, particularly those stated in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
yeah, true, true. Very true what you're saying. I see some comments coming in. Hi, Astrid. Empowerment, she says. Mary Jo says, so important. I love this.
Mm-hmm.
So how do women approach your projects? Is it something they can just come up and come to you and say like, hey, Seraphine, I want to join? How does it work? And with how many people are you? Because I assume when we speak about percentages, like 16% are educated. I assume there must be multiple organizations trying to do this, because you alone with a lot of people cannot cover the whole group of women. So how does it work?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, in Burkina Faso, there are many women organizations trying to work for women empowerment also, and there are some organizations we try to do some common activities together
Mhm.
to to be able to reach a lot of people to promote the rights. For instance, we organized last year a fundraising for women in prison.
Mhm.
Yeah, we organize a fundraising to provide women in prison with sanitary pads, and also some basic items that they need in the prison, also to support the kids, because some of them are in the prison with the kids, and they were also supported by one local organization called Organisation pour de Nouvelles Initiatives en Développement et Santé, UNIT. Yeah, so we are working with other organizations, and also there are other organizations, other international NGOs and associations also working on the ground. Yeah,
Mhm.
but it's still not sufficient, yeah, to really turn around the situation.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
the problem also is like a wicked problem, and it cannot be solved just in one day. So
Mhm.
it's a
Yeah, true.
process. And we are just bringing also our contribution, because we think as
True.
a citizen of the country, it's important for us to bring also our contribution to change the situation on the ground.
Yeah, I truly understand, and it's very, very inspiring.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing this all with us because, like I said, I'm here in Europe, here in Burkina Faso. When we speak about women and empowerment, I think it's so important to look further than our own environment because women and empowerment is something globally, and because we
Yeah.
have certain privileges here, it doesn't mean that it is everywhere in the world. So I think to create more awareness about those topics is very essential. So I truly love the work that you are delivering. So yeah, I'm a huge fan. That's for sure. Um,
Thank you very
you're welcome. So when we speak more about empowerment and women, so you're lucky, you said, to have an education. um, in previous lives, women also say like, I could only empower other women because I was empowered. Is that something that you think, yes, that works for me as well, or how was it for you?
Yeah, I think it's something that works for me because myself I got a scholarship when I was in secondary school, and that scholarship really contributes to support my parents, to support myself through my education, and to help me to go further in my education because it's something being education, not to drop out of school and also to continue. So I'm also thinking that I have been given, and I got that scholarship because I was a girl, because they gave that scholarship only to girls. So
Okay.
I'm thinking that I have something to give back to my community because
Yeah.
if I got that opportunity, I should make sure that other girls, other women also have opportunity, and
Opportunity.
I can do it the way I can. I cannot change everything
No.
at the same time, but yeah,
No.
I can say that I have
No.
been given thing, and I have also to support other women
Yeah.
in the process
I
for
think
being empowered.
that's very powerful because you're giving back the opportunities that you got and you're giving it to other women now as well. I see a comment
Yeah.
coming in again from Marie Joxie saying, I love that you are a voice for the unheard. So many powerful actions. Congratulations. So that's a comment for you, Seraphine.
Thank you
So
very much. Thank
that's
you, Marie. Marie Jokes empowered. Thank you.
yeah, and what you're talking about is like giving opportunities, but I think you can combine, or you can be a force together, you women, and start projects and help empower other women. But also, like you said in the beginning, economically and government wise, there must be a change, I assume, because alone you cannot change things. Or do I understood that wrong?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think yeah, the government also is doing a lot of work in the area of women empowerment. We have a ministry of in charge of women issues, and they are doing a lot of work for women empowerment. And
Mhm.
also have a gender policy. We have a policy developed to make sure that women are considered. But the issue is that sometimes, and we also have the legal framework. Actually, we have legal framework for women protection, and most sometimes those frameworks are not really applied, and yeah, that's the issue because the legal framework, the institutional framework are there, but
Mhm.
are not really effective as they are supposed to be.
But
They are uh, because I think it's not sufficient. It's not sufficient to be able to change the situation. Yeah, but they are really doing the best. They are doing a lot of work in that area.
And can you give us some examples because you're talking about it, but for you it's common. For us, like for me at least, it's not that common. Can you give us some examples, like it means this or they're focusing more on that? What does it mean?
Um, yeah, so some example, I think, like the ministry in charge of women have like some fund allocated, dedicated to women, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for women economic empowerment, like to fund some women projects. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's something we need to congratulate. We need to salute them for that. But a lot of women are not accessing that. A lot of women are not accessing, being able to access those funds. And also, it's good to give fund, but if the person is not very effective and skilled to be able to manage the fund, that one also will be a challenge for the effective uh, for the realization of the objective of that fund. Actually, that is just an example, but a lot of things has been done by the ministry, and a lot of consultations are going on, and like in the political space, yeah, we have a law for women quota in a political electoral participation, but the problem is the effectiveness. Like we have that quota law, but usually they are not put in a good rank, because usually the political parties will rank the participant, the competitor, yeah, and on the top they will put a, you see, and when they put a woman, maybe they will put her on the last, and that one really limits the chance to be elected, because she will support the political party to campaign and everything, but it's not sure that the political party will even get one voice. Like if they get one voice, is a man who is in top who is going to get that voice. For the women who is like third position to be able to be elected, they have to get many, and that one is not sure. Yeah, that's what those are something I can tell challenging regarding the policies implementation on the ground for women participation. Like for the local election for councillor and for mayor election, yeah, we have the same issue. We have the same issue actually, where a lot of women are put on the list by political party just to make sure that they respect the law of quota, like quota of 40%, because the law is telling that every political party should make sure that you have at least 30% of women on your list. You see? Yeah, they'll make sure 30% are there, but the 30% they will be on the back on the list. And if they are on the list, they will not get opportunity to be among those who are going to be elected.
No, true, exactly. And and if you want to make a fundamental change, it's also important that those women get elected, and then you can start building a change. It's not something that happens overnight. It is one step at a time. But if you want to do also, there has to be change. I see a comment coming in from Lencone Moussa. I speak French and I would like to speak with you, please. I don't know who you are referring to. Is it Seraphine or is it me?
Okay, I think you can speak in French, actually.
Yeah, for you, it's it's no problem.
But that's the point. But I can translate it.
And Mary Jokes is saying, so unfair. A woman is so much more than figures. Yeah, that's also very true. That's indeed
that's true. That's true.
So true. Yeah. So yeah, for the people who are tuning in, if you have any questions for Seraphine and about the projects that she's leading, do leave them in the comments. Then we can talk about it. One of the questions that I got from a viewer is: are men nowadays ready to embrace empowered women? What is your thought about that?
My thought is that the mindset is changing. The mindset is changing, not at all level, not at like there will be a difference between the city and village. Like in that case, yeah, because some men are really ready to embrace that change, and I'm following some men who are really advocating for the change, and also encouraging women that are abused in their marriages to be able to come out. And coming from men, I'm very happy to learn that, because those are people that will make the difference. And even myself, I am really supported by my husband, and yeah, I used to work out of Burkina Faso, because I also work for the African Union Commission as a human rights specialist. And yeah, my husband support me. Most of the time I'm out of Burkina Faso, and is really supportive. is really encouraging me to go to do it. Yeah, even for the organization, is when it's challenging, is telling no, you have to continue because those women are counting on you. Yeah,
Oh,
but
wow.
we still have a lot of problem of patriarchy, where men, they don't want women to emerge. When some men, they don't really want, they want women to be in the kitchen, to be in the background, and men are supposed to be the only one to be doing everything. Yeah, we have those situations, and I think that's something we really have to work on, and particularly by associating like the political, the local authorities and also traditional leaders. Yeah, because they have voice. If we are able to convince them that they should let like the women to be able to compete like councillor or to be able to do this and that. Yeah, so it would be easy to convince the other part of the society.
Make a
But
change.
it's very, very challenging. I've been in some village where a counselor can tell you that they are still doing child marriage because a lot of girls get married at 15. You
15.
see, and,
But
yeah,
maybe
at
you can
15.
walk us. Maybe you can walk us a little bit through the process. I hear you speak about villages. What does it mean? Because yeah, for us, what do you mean with villages?
Because in my country, particularly in certain villages, people are really attached to their religious and traditional leaders. Like
Okay.
if you take some people who are Muslim, they are really attentive to what the leader
Mm-hmm.
called Imam is saying. Like if you take the church, they are really attached to what the pastor or the priest is saying to them. And if you take the villages, the traditional chief in the village have a powerful voice. Like if he says something, a lot of people can be able to change their mind.
Yeah.
You see, and but to get them to change the situation is also very difficult because the situation of women being subdued to them is
Mm-hmm.
like in their favor. They don't. Some of them don't want women to move from a certain space. Some of them, even girl education was very challenging, but now the mindset is moving, and some people are putting girl in school. But some
Okay.
of them, they'll put the girl in primary school, but when the girl reaches a certain level, they will say she will get married, and then they will not continue
Wow.
supporting their education.
Wow.
So those are the
That's
challenging we are also facing with patriarchy in my
yeah.
country.
Wow. I'm going to go to a comment. Hannah. Hi, Hannah. She's saying this live session is a very humbling experience. Thank you very much for that comment. So, if I quite understand, there's a huge difference or a huge gap between villages and the city. And I also hear you say about child marriages. So, girls 15 years old, they have to marry. That is also that is happening in the villages, then, I assume.
Yeah, most of the cases are happening in the villages, and uh, in the city is actually very rare because we have the government have social services, and
Mm-hmm.
when there are cases like this, the people can go to the social services and they can get support. And sometimes it's even a teacher in school. When the teacher got the information that one of the is a people is going to get married, and sometimes they also says the local authorities and also social services to be able to do something against that. But most of the cases are actually happening in rural areas. Yeah. And I got opportunity to go to many rural areas when we unfortunately have a lot of cases like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the child doesn't even know age because she's
Wow.
not she's not registered. She don't have a birth certificate, and then they just look when the child is having some boobs. Yeah, they just decided to give her to marriage, and a
Wow.
lot of are they are suffering. They are suffering, and in some region is more than some actually, but the sanitization is going on from government, from local organizations, and yeah, the situation is still up, but we are not yet at the end of that problem.
Wow, that's very hard, and I understand when you say those girls are really suffering. But how come those things are alive? Is it tradition wise? Is it something the family wants? The family of the girls, is that something they support? How did this existed? Yeah, where's the existence coming from?
Yeah, most of the time is traditional. Let's say cultural. Actually, let's say cultural most of the time. Yeah, because
Okay.
as I said, most of them they don't consider the age of the girl. They just look at the body development of the girl. Like for
Mm-hmm.
them, when the body is developed and then she's getting like boobs or she's starting to get a period, yeah, they will say no. Now she have to get married because most of them they will say they don't want her to get shame, to bring shame in their family
In the
because
family.
for if the girl stay at home and then she had a sexual relationship while she's still with her parents, if she fell pregnant, is a shame for the family. So that's why a lot of parents will give a girl to marriage, and
Wow.
sometimes so is because of poverty. Because when they will give a girl in marriage, they will also get like dowry from that marriage, and a lot of factors are there contributing to that, and
Mm.
yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's very hard. That's indeed very, very hard. I see another comment coming in. Oh, that's rough. Getting education must be such a challenge then, and keeping the mentality to be focused on potential rather than fate of being married that young. Yeah, exactly. That's indeed.
Mm.
Can you really prevent can you really, yeah, create some sort of prevention when we speak about marriage at 15? Can you do something as a community, as an organization? Can you interfere?
Yeah, we can interfere, and that one is in our plan also to interfere through the education. Yeah, particularly when we are organizing education in on human rights, is
Hmm.
for them also to be able to know their rights. Yeah, and
Yeah.
also to be able to be out of that. And we are also working because we are also limited because the members of the organization will usually put money together for us to organize the activity, and sometimes we are limited. We are limited. Our action are limited, but we are really planning and we really want to move in the villages to
Mhm.
sensitize people about the effect of child marriage, and some other activities are also going on.
Yeah. And then I assume you also speak with the families at a certain point and with the parents as well.
Yeah. We also do that. We have a group of women also where when there are violations against women or girls, sometimes they share and then we try to follow up to see what can be done. And we also have a association of women lawyers. Sometimes when there are certain cases, we can refer to them, and they can also contribute by supporting the victims.
Wow. Wow, I'm becoming silent with everything that you're telling me right now. How do you cope with everything that you're working on? Because you see it on a daily basis. As a kid, you grew up. How do you cope with everything? Because you're a woman as well. I don't know if you have children already, but how do you cope with that?
Yeah. I have a 6 months baby girl
Oh,
actually.
congratulations!
Thank you very much. Yeah, and we are really affected by what is going on, and yeah, even myself, I've been victim at certain point, and we are really affected by the situation, and yeah, that's why we really feel that we need to do something to make sure that the situation will be changed, because
Yeah.
a lot of violation, a lot of things are going on, and it's important for all of us at our level to try to raise awareness about
Mhm.
those violations going on, even on social media. raising awareness about the fact that they have to avoid violence against women, and actually is a 16-day of activism against women. So we are engaging also by sharing information and our view on social media, to make sure that a lot of people, a lot of men particularly, are there to that, because most of the time people focus on girl education, but the education have also to be boys oriented, because boys also have to be educated, not to be violent. Yeah, because sometimes people are really impacted by what they live, because people learn from what they see than what they hear. Like in their family, and the father is abusive or.
Oh, it's freezing a little. Oh, let's hope it's coming back, the connection. Fingers crossed. Let's see. No. Thank you, Mary Jokes, for the comment. So powerful. We need more people like both of you in the world. I'm gonna tell it to Seraphine when the connection is like coming back. So, she left. I'm gonna see if I can bring her online again. Just a second. Let's see if we can make it work and find her back. Seraphine, I'm so grateful for this live. Hi, Vinny. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna try and reconnect with Seraphine. Fingers crossed. I hope it will work. That would be awesome. See, we're heading up for the last 10 or 11 minutes as well. So let's see if we can connect again. For the ones who are tuning in for the very first time, I just had an inspiring convo with Seraphine. She's from Burkina Faso, and she was talking about projects that they are launching and mastering in Burkina Faso to empower women. It was truly inspiring. So I hope that the connection can go through, and then we can continue this conversation. I want to thank you all for tuning in and for being here, for leaving all those comments. It's truly inspiring. Thank you very much for being here. I'm gonna check one more time. If it's not going, then let's see. We have to cut. Then we will have to cut the live. So fingers crossed. Hope it's gonna work. There she is again. Thank you very much. I saw comments coming in that I want to share with you. Mary Jokes is saying, so powerful. We need more people like both of you in the world. So that's one for you as well, Seraphine. Oh, I see that the connection is failing a bit again. I hope she heard it. From what part of Africa is she from? She's from Burkina Faso. So that's, if I'm quite right, West Coast. Yeah, almost West Coast. West Coast of Africa. Let's see. No, it's not working. I hope it is not working. Seraphine. Let's see. If you have any questions, meanwhile, do leave them in the comment. Then we can talk about it. And otherwise, we might arrange something for a new upcoming live to continue. Let's see if it's working. Yeah. Waiting for connection. So it's connecting. Let's hope. Fingers crossed. Thank you very much, Matriarch. That's a very nice comment. So wonderful to bring awareness to their cause. Yes, that's one of the reasons I started this live, is to create more awareness about this topic, and also to bring women from all over the world together to talk about women and empowerment. And Instagram is such a powerful tool to use. I see it's still connecting, but yeah, she's here, but for some reason she cannot connect. Let's see one more time. If it's not working, then we're gonna end the live here, and then maybe Seraphine and I, we can discuss to go live again on another day, another moment. because I think we can fill another life with a lot of inspiring topics like this. Okay, fingers crossed. No, it's still pending. No. I don't think it's gonna work. No, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna end this live. We had, I think, about 6 or 7 minutes left. I want to thank you all for tuning in, for being here, for all the wonderful comments. I'm gonna check with Seraphine if we can find another date that we can come together again and that we can talk a little bit further on this amazing topic. Would say stay tuned. Keep an eye on my story. I will share it there. And I would say stay safe. Wishing you all a very good evening, and I will speak to you very, very soon. Bye bye.